this is a couple of different things, and you can go with it whichever direction you want. But you guys lost a son.
Yes.
And that's got to be hard because nobody ever plans on burying their own children or losing them in y'all's case. Speaking about your relationship, did you guys have stress in your relationship when you lost your boy, or did you kind of stick together?
I think we held on to each other quite well in that one.
Yeah.
And one thing that we discovered or found, I found, and it was not easy, it was tough. I spent some days really grieving, but it came to the conclusion that the Lord himself is called a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. And I was seeking to get acquainted with the Lord. If I get acquainted with the Lord, I also have to get acquainted with who he's acquainted with. And he said he's acquainted with grief. So the Lord said, if you want to know me, you might have to get acquainted with grief. So I got acquainted with it. But the other thing I found was that the comfort of knowing, here's a young guy who was 24 years old. I did an interview with John Stossel on Kodiak Island. That's where they were sailing out of. And John said to me, what a tragedy this was. And I said to him, this wasn't a tragedy. I'll tell you what a tragedy. A tragedy is when a guy has lived many, many years and has nothing of value to share with anybody else. But here was a young guy, 24 years old. The last letter I got from him was he was trying to help the cook on board the boat to see who the Lord is, and he had shared his Bible with him on it, and he asked me for some advice about it and to pray for the cook. I thought, here's a young guy doing what he loves doing and trying to help his friend on the boat to learn who the Lord is. And somehow, I don't know exactly why, the Lord took him out. And I said, that's a pretty good way to go out, really, when you think about it. And somebody says, well, 24 years old, they're not supposed to go out that soon. Well, that's what the insurance companies say. They'll tell you how long you're supposed to live.
The actuary table.
Yeah, but God says, I'll just have you here as long as I want you here, and when it's done, I'll take you away. And when someone knows the Lord, they don't die. They just pass out of this present situation into a wonderful situation, much, much better. And so, even though we don't want to let them go, there's a huge comfort in that, and I was able to live with it. Every once in a while, I think back and kind of ponder over that. But when we began to understand who the Lord is and where our life really is, and the destiny that he's made for us, then the short-term passing isn't quite so bad.